My name is William Kalu, and I will be applying for the position of the legal officer within an international organization. The organization is the Office of the UN High Commissioner of Human Rights and State Sovereignty. Their primary role is the desirability of enshrining a First Nation voice in the Constitution, with the government stating they do not believe such, in addition to our national representative institutions, is either desirable or capable of winning acceptance in a referendum. It will be my primary role as a legal officer to provide expert, authoritative written and oral advice to us in relations to the Australian constitutional law. There are four major areas of the Australian constitutional law, which includes the separation of powers, the constitutional head of powers, human rights, and amendments to the constitutions. These four major issues will be important when dealing with issues of the constitution in this particular case. Okay, so the Westminster system is used in Australia, affects only a partial separation of powers. The role of the arm of government consists of three major institutions. The legislative consists of the representatives who make the law. The executive council or cabinet are ministers appointed who have executive power to exercise these laws. And lastly, the courts, usually judges appointed by the executive council who have judicial powers to enforce these laws. This can be useful when identifying which arm of government is useful when supporting issues relating to human rights and the fair treatment of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. Secondly, is the constitutional head of power. The Australian Constitution is comprised of 128 express provisions that are often referred to as the Commonwealth Head of Powers. These provisions, to which Parliament is enacted as laws, these provisions will be useful when arguing certain issues based on the primary goal of the organization. So, human rights are those entitlements to which every person is said to have a claim simply by reason of their existence as human beings. So, it is important to be aware of human rights when working with an international organization which primarily focuses on the improvement and implementations of programs that will benefit the target audience. And lastly is the amendments of the constitution. Um, the amendments to the constitutions are usually attempts to alter the text of the constitution by way of proposed laws being passed um, by an absolute majority of both houses of the federal parliament. Another way these laws are passed includes being passed as a referendum, where majority of the people as a whole or majority of the state. Amendments are important as there has been successful referendums in the past for focusing on the issue. There has been a proposal in 1967 of Aboriginals that was successful in the treatment in the treatment and human rights. They were included in the constitution as human beings apart from being a special group, which was never the case. Um, I would like to conclude by saying I possess the written and oral skills, including knowledge of the law in various areas of the Australian Constitution, including sharing the common idea that you all have been fighting for. I feel my addition would be of extreme value to the organization, and I feel that I will be part of a organization that is going forward in leading towards human rights and effectively implementing programs and laws that will majority that will help the majority of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders in this country. I hope you consider my application. Thank you.